Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy Kev, Keto Kev here for another edition of Kev's Keto Kitchen. Today I have two great recipes for you. First of all, I have cauliflower mac, and then we have fried cabbage. Two great meals, especially for Thanksgiving coming up next month. My cousin Ben challenged me to Thanksgiving meal. Here's two items that you can put on your Thanksgiving menu, keto friendly: fried cabbage, cauliflower mac. So first of all, I have my skillet here. It's warming here on medium high heat. I'm going to throw in a little butter, a nice dollop of butter. I'm going to just put that right into my hot skillet. As you see, it starts to melt that butter right away. Once again, we need fats in our diet, so don't be afraid to dollop in that butter. Now, right as that butter is melting, I have here one clove of garlic. I am going to smash my garlic. Just take my knife and just smash it there. Just smush it down a little bit. Just peel that shell off. Off my two ends. You don't like the ends of that garlic in there. Then I'm just going to dice it up there. And basically what I want is for that garlic to melt right into that butter. Oh yeah, then immediately you'll start smelling that butter and that garlic together. There's a nice, gorgeous aroma to it. That's going to be nice and strong. And then you just want to add to that, I have a package of frozen cauliflower. Package of frozen cauliflower. Just put that whole package right there into your skillet. Going to season that with some black pepper. And some salt. Not too heavy on the salt though, because this is going to be a semi-salty dish. So if you hit it with too hard of salt, you can overpower the flavor. So you want to be a little moderate on the salt with this dish. And just let that butter cook right through your cauliflower. Now, some of your bigger pieces you might want to break up. I'll go ahead and use my knife and break up a couple of these big pieces. Because when you're eating it, you do want to have the sensation of mac and cheese rather than a big old piece of cauliflower. So you want them sort of in bite-sized pieces. So when you're stabbing it in that mac and cheese feel, it feels like mac and cheese rather than just garlic with cheese on it. I mean, cauliflower with cheese on it. All right, I have all those in bite-sized pieces. Continue to saute it. As you can see, the butter is going to cook right into your cauliflower there. Now, while I'm doing this, I do have my oven on 400, preheating my oven on 400 in preparation for this going right into the oven once I get my sauces in here. So I cooked that through pretty good. Now my next ingredient is going to be my cream cheese. I need about 4 ounces of cream cheese, and if you're not sure how much that is, that's usually about half of your package. About a half a package of cream cheese. I'm going to take it, I'm not going to cut this in half, then I'm also going to dice it. I want it to be in smaller pieces so it can melt pretty evenly into my cauliflower. About half of it, and I'm just going to cube it so I can get some different pieces off in here. That was my oven hitting that preheated mark for 400. I'm stirring this together, and my cream cheese is going to start melting in there. Now to help it to gain the liquidity that we like, I'm going to take some heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to add this in here, about 1 cup. Now if you don't have a measuring cup, good mugs, a lot of times small mugs are usually 8 ounces. So that's a good measurer as well. Heavy whipping cream. Now what you don't want to do is overcook your cauliflower. You don't want it to be too soft. You want it to sort of feel al dente. So definitely you want to hit it, but you don't want to overcook it. So you want this to cook sort of fast. That's why you're cooking at a higher heat. You want to keep it at strawberries. We don't have any strawberries, Ethan. You don't want cookies? Fletch said you want cookies. Let's look at it right here. Gonna add in some Colby Jack cheese, shredded cheese. And let that cook into my sauce. I'm gonna take some 5 cheese and just gonna cover the top here really good. You see it's on a rapid boil here. So I'm gonna cut that down. And once I said I want this to be al dente, so I want to get this off the heat now. At least off the regular heat. And I'm going to get it into the oven. That should cook in your oven for 15 to 20 minutes until you get that nice brown top on there. So that puts us in position for our fried cabbage. Okay, so I'm going to use my wok today, but you can use I'm going to use my wok because my wok is going to be nice size. It's going to be to give me some room to move my cabbage around while I'm frying it. So we put that directly on the heat. Once again, we want to cook this at a medium to high temperature. So I'm going to start out by adding my olive oil to my pan. You want to use a nice amount. You want to coat that pan nicely with your olive oil. And when I get that oil, okay, so I have my olive oil heated on my wok pretty nicely out. You can see the steam coming off of my wok. I made that nice and hot. First thing I'm going to do is add my sausage to my so I like Earl Campbell sausage. I have 3 Earl Campbell sausages here. I'm just going to add to my hot wok. The reason I'm adding my sausage first is because the juices and the fat from the sausage is going to cook and season my olive oil. Now to me, I like sear marks on my sausage. Some people may not like sear marks on it. I like my sausage to be seared. I want to have a nice brown color on there. So that's why I like to cook them on high temperature. It's going to force the oils out of your sausage, and it's also going to sear your saltiness right into your sausage. So you want a nice sear on both sides of your sausage. So just go ahead and keep that moving. gorgeous sausage there. Now I've cut up a whole onion and a whole bell pepper. I'm going to add one whole onion, one whole bell pepper. So let's start my stir fry action. A little salt, a little pepper, a little seasoning salt. Now, what we want to do is I want to pack this wok or whatever pan I want. I want to pack it with cabbage. The reason I want to pack it is because it's going to cook down. As I cook it, it's going to cook down. So I want to pack it in here because ultimately it's going to cook down to a smaller portion that I have here. Add it in layers. So I want to go a layer. Then I want to season. This is a lot of cabbage, so you want to give it a good amount of seasoning on here. Layer. So that's my whole cabbage there, seasoned. Now that I have my whole cabbage into my pan, I want to keep it moving. I want to get all the way down to the bottom. I want to just keep flipping this over and over. Now, the key to this, the way it's going to be fried and not stewed, is I have to turn my heat up, very high heat, and keep it moving. If I just let it sit still on low heat, it's going to be stewed cabbage. But to fry it, I have to have my olive oil seasoned well, and then I just have to keep it moving. Now with a whole cabbage, this can take 20 to 30 minutes to cook it all the way through. But you want to be patient with it. Just keep it moving, and it's going to cook. And it's going to start cooking down. Just keep it moving on that high heat. So you can see it's starting to cook down already. You're getting a nice brown scorches to it. That's exactly what we want. So of course, you know your boy Keto Kev has to do something a little extra on it to give it a little pop. So what I have here is I have some mild pepper rings, right? I'm gonna add some pepper rings here, banana pepper rings. And of course, it's your boy Keto Kev, so you know, gotta add a little of that juice to it for flavoring. And then, once again, keep it moving. These banana pepper rings are gonna cook right into the sauce of our cabbage here. Remember, get all the way down there to the bottom. Don't just go stir the top. All the way down to the bottom and lift it back up to the top there. Let's check our cauliflower mac. After 15 minutes in the oven, look at that. That is done. Now you're going to know that your fried cabbage is done when you start to see it wilting and browning. That's what it is. You want nice wilted cabbage that's brown in tint. Look at that. That's gorgeous right there. That's beautiful fried cabbage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the heat and remove it from the fire. Now, what some people do is they add their tomatoes while it's still on the heat. But to me, I don't like the tomatoes to cook down. So I like the actual tomatoes to be put in after it's finished cooking. So I finished cooking it. Now I'm going to let the hot cabbage just cook, sort of to lightly cook my tomatoes. So I have 3 Roma tomatoes cut up in nice big chunks. 3 Roma tomatoes cut up in nice big chunks, and I'm just going to add that to my cabbage. And I'm just going to whisk that in there. And now what's going to happen is going to cook it. The hot cabbage is going to cook my tomatoes, but it's not going to cook them so they cook all the way down to a paste. They're just going to cook into nice chunks. So it gives us a nice texture to the flavor. So I got big wedges of Roma tomatoes, 3 of them, and I just place them right into my hot fried cabbage here. And instead of them cooking all the way down, they're just going to cook a little bit and add some flavor and texture to my fried cabbage and a little color. So I have my fried cabbage, and I have my macaroni and cheese, my cauliflower mac. Nice and cheesy. Mm. Mm. Wonderful flavor. Mm. Then I got my fried cabbage. Both of these are very hot, right out the pan. Mm. Perfection. 2 beautiful recipes for you in Kev's Keto Kitchen: fried cabbage and cauliflower mac and cheese. 2 great keto-friendly meals with great flavor, great taste. Hope you enjoy. God bless. Talk to you later. Peace out.